The parade. Hello, my hoodlums. I just wanted to let you guys know that I have been seeing that y'all have been seeing the kid, and I just want to say I appreciate you. Because after I posted my video about Florida water and educating you on the ways that you can use it, y'all about sold me out, and I have to re up on it. If you ordered some Florida water and you're waiting on it, I apologize, but trust me, it will be there shortly. What's good in the YouTube hood? It's your girl, Luna Nova, and I'm back with another one for y'all today. For any of you guys that have placed orders recently and I threw in this extra little gift here, y'all need to make sure that y'all let me know how y'all like it because I am going to be doing the official release on July 1st along with another official release of a new product. There was a preview of it, so you may know what it is, but you'll find out on July 1st. And let me just say, like, I can't stop putting this shit on my lips. It feels so good. It just has a nice finish. It's not super waxy. Like it's the perfect lip balm. If I do say so myself. So I am gonna go ahead and tell y'all here first, as I see 111 Ashe. Y'all need to go ahead and get your funds together because I am putting together another event for you guys, and it may or may not be here in Atlanta. So you might need to travel. So therefore, prepare your wallets. Just know that this next one is going to be somewhere near the beach, and you need to be ready. All right, I'm already getting myself together as far as this body, so y'all need to come ready, okay? Because I'm gonna be ready too. I'm gonna go ahead and make sure I put this in here. Trigger warning, because there is attempted unaliving. There is a lot of dark things and emotions that may not put you in the best mental state if you are not ready or prepared. So with that being said, this is your chance to click off this movie and come back whenever you have a better mind, heart, and mental state for it. And if not, I'll see y'all on the next video. Women in the Yard isn't just a horror movie. It's a story about grief, guilt, and the spiritual price we pay when we ignore our deepest emotions. And today we are going to go ahead and dive into the psychological and spiritual layers of this film to show you how it reflects real life emotions and spiritual battles. Warning, if you have not seen the movie, I am going to go ahead and describe some parts and details to the movie. So if you have not seen it, I would suggest that you come back and watch this after you have. I believe it is available on Hulu. So if you're looking for a place to watch it, Hulu will be your platform. All right, so now that we got that out of the way, let's get into the details. So in the beginning of the movie, we meet Ramona, a widowed mother who is disabled after her car accident that unfortunately fatally kills her husband. She's raising two children alone and feeling emotionally drained. To be honest, I can't even say drained. She's more so emotionally unavailable. Like, just, it's not there. Spiritually, when we avoid our emotions, especially those pertaining to grief and guilt, it opens up a door for spiritual disturbance. Suppressed pain or emotion still creates energy that doesn't just affect us internally. It manifests in our real everyday life. And then things take an interesting turn, and I mean pretty quickly in the film, because then we see her, the woman in black, in the yard looking creepy as hell, I might add. We hear her whispering, saying, "Today is the day." Now, of course, this freaks out the children, and Ramona is a bit disturbed, but she decides to go outside and check it out and see what's going on and see exactly who this woman is. So Ramona approaches her and tells her pretty much, "You need to get out of here because you're scaring my kids." And the woman seems unfazed. As we see the sun go down in the movie, we see that the woman inches closer and closer towards the house. And of course, Ramona and the children are trying to figure out what is this woman because she doesn't seem of this realm. They're honestly trying to figure out if she's a ghost, if she's a demon, exactly what the hell she is. But she's none of those things. To be honest, she's more of a mirror. The more that Ramona tries to ignore her truth, the closer that she inches. Of course, in the spiritual world, we know this. Whatever you suppress, it festers. And what you refuse to face, it manifests. So much so, even the family dog notices it. And there was even a point in the movie where Charlie disappears, which is a common thing that happens in spiritual attacks. Your familiars or your pets tend to take the hit for you spiritually if you're not catching something. Your pets will tend to take that spiritual hit for you so you don't take it. Now, Ramona has some secrets when it came to this car accident that she got into with her husband that she has not shared with her children. And that guilt is clearly eating her alive. When the car accident happened and she had to go home and tell her children, Ramona originally tells her children that her husband was the one driving and lost control of the car. But in reality, that's not what happened. Ramona was the one that was truly behind the wheel. And not only was she the one behind the wheel, but they were also having a heated argument before the accident happened. And the fight was pertaining to some marital issues that the two were having and how Ramona just simply wasn't happy with her life. She feels like she kind of tricked herself into wanting the life that she currently had, currently being before the accident. Keep that in mind. And for Ramona, the lies seemed a lot easier to deal with than the guilt. But unfortunately, we all know in reality that lies do not heal souls. They only fracture it more. They only create more distance between our spirit and the truth. And that distance is exactly what dark spirits, entities, and environments feed off of. And as the movie goes on, you see that the woman in black just grows stronger and stronger because Ramona is falling further and further into denial, more lies, and guilt. Now, let's talk about the manifestation of your own hell because let's face it, a lot of us create the hell that we live in. So here's the truth about the woman in the yard. She's not there to hurt Ramona or the kids. She's there to fulfill a prayer that Ramona does not want to admit that she made. Ramona prayed for strength, but not survival. She prayed for the strength to, unfortunately, unalive herself because she couldn't bring herself to do it knowing that she had her two kids that she would be leaving behind. And they would have no parents. Both of their parents would be gone at that point. Spiritually, this is so critical because our thoughts truly do hold a lot of power. So if you are, in a sense, manifesting something like this for yourself, in some way, shape, or form, it's going to find you. Having repeated thoughts or feelings, in a sense, that is a ritual. Intentions layered with emotion is a form of manifestation, be it good or bad. So whether those thoughts are positive or negative, you are still manifesting. So the scene in the attic where Ramona is coming face to face with the woman in the yard is really coming in contact with her shadow, which is nothing but an extension of herself. Ramona's shadow did not come to her. She called for her. And we see at the climax of the movie where Ramona has clearly met her shadow and she is going through it. She is in the face of what has been her biggest demon for the longest time, something that she had no choice but to hold on to and is finally now out in the open. So now that Ramona is facing her demons, her thoughts, and now her physical shadow self, she has no choice but to deal with those dark thoughts and emotions. And they do get pretty dark. But somewhere in all of that darkness, Ramona found the light, and she also found the strength that she didn't know that she had in herself. And that wasn't just the strength that she thought she wanted to unalive herself, but more so the strength to continue on. As Ramona overcomes her shadow, her children and Charlie returns. Yes, Charlie, the dog who was gone for the longest in the movie, returns with his broken chain along with the children safely. Now, if you ask me again from a spiritualist perspective, that broken chain was a representation of freedom and reconnection, breaking boundaries where our mind will set up something and we surpass it. And as I said before, she overcomes her shadow, not because Ramona sent her away, but because Ramona chose life. And at this point, the woman in the yard disappears. Not because she's defeated the woman, but because Ramona chose life. She's reclaimed her power in exactly where her destiny lies. Her children remind her that there's still purpose in her life, and that love, not shame, is what survives. And let me just say, that final scene was a beautiful representation of the entire film. We see a painting that Ramona has been working on for years, and it closes in for you to see that it's half a picture of her and half a picture of the woman in the yard, aka her shadow. We also see her name signed on the painting backwards. And that was something that she constantly got on her daughter about, was writing her R's backwards, when that's something that she herself also did. And me personally, I believe that we see her name signed backwards because it is showing the shadow trying to come out and express herself. I believe that her name was signed backwards because that was the shadow's way of showing its representation in her life as her shadow, because it was her. I think this movie is a perfect representation of how we all have a shadow side, and you can either choose to ignore it or you can choose to work with it. Honestly, shows a very beautiful choice in life. Either you can choose to heal from it or hurt. You can either choose to be haunted or healed. The Woman in the Yard is more than just a psychological horror. It's a spiritual cautionary tale, as well as a reminder that when we bury our emotions, we don't get rid of them. We truly do plant those seeds, and whatever grows behind that may just come knocking. As I said before when I gave my review for Sinners, I am loving all of these Black horror films because we don't get enough representation in Black horror, because freaky shit and spiritual things do happen with us too. We just handle it better than some people, but I ain't gonna point no elbow, say no names. But again, I think this was a beautiful movie to show how manifestation really does work when it comes to those lower vibrations and darker emotions. So with that being said, don't hide those demons. Figure out a way to make them work for you. But that was my review for Woman in the Yard. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I do have a handful of other movies that I do plan on doing a third eye movie review for you all. And if there are any other spiritual movies that you do want me to go ahead and go over, make sure that you leave them down in the comments so I can go ahead and take a watch. And if I need to, rewatch it so I can refresh my memory and give you guys that spill. with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up because I am here at the shop and I do have a few orders that I need to get to the post office before it's too late because you guys are waiting. So make sure that you drink your water, mind your business, stay prayed up and protected, and as always, Luna loves you.